Let's solve these questions using the primary trig ratios. So the very first question, they're asking us to solve for the indicated values. So the very first question, we have a triangle and we have to find x. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to label the sides based on the angle that's given. So 54 is given and 6 is going to be the adjacent. And x is going to be the hypotenuse. And that's going to be the opposite. I'm just going to label it, but that's not given to us. So to decide which ratio we're going to use, we have to, we can remember the acronym for the three trig ratios, so TOA. And in this three, the S stands for sine, and C stands for cosine, and T stands for tangent, and the other two are the ratios of the side length. So the opposite over hypotenuse, cosine would be adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent would be opposite over adjacent. So when we are looking at a question and we have labeled these with the letters, which ones are given? The adjacent and hypotenuse. So what I would do is I would put a check above the ones that are given and to decide which one to use. And I have to obviously use the cosine because adjacent and hypotenuse are given. And I'm asked to find x, which is the hypotenuse of this triangle. So let's use cosine. So that's going to be cos 54 is going to be equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and adjacent in this triangle is 6 units and hypotenuse is x. So we have to find what x is. Now I have to isolate x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the x over to this side. It's going to be multiplied. It's going to go up, and cos 54 is getting multiplied. When it moves to the other side, it's going to be divided. So this is what I have to solve to find what x is. So x is going to be 10.2 units. So I'm just not going to write the units because it's not given whether it's centimeters or meters. I'm just going to leave it like that. Let's move on to the second question. So in this question, we have to find an angle. So the angle B. So based on the angle B, I'm just going to label the sides. So 6 is going to be, again, adjacent, and 9 is, it's opposite the 90 degrees, so that's going to be the hypotenuse. So let's write the acronym again so that we can decide which one to use. So the ones that are given to us are adjacent and hypotenuse, so we're going to have to use the cosine rule again. So let's write cos B is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos B is what we have to find, angle B. A is 6 and hypotenuse is 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find B. So B is going to be cos, we take the inverse of 6 over 9, and that's going to be, we're going to round it to the nearest degrees. That's going to be 48 degrees.